our Chief Marketing Officer, Mr. Blakeman!
On your feet, everybody!
How we doing, Canada? I said, how we doing, Canada? I said, how we doing, Canada? There we go. There we go. Are there any gamers in the room? Like video gamers? Wow. We have some video gamers in the room. I was never much of a gamer. Matter of fact, I've only owned one video game console my entire life. It looks something like this. Oh, we got some old school Nintendo fans. Old school Nintendo fans. You guys remember Mario Bros? You guys remember Mario Bros? Wait, how did that level 1 theme song go? How did level 1 go? Do you know level 2? Do you know level 2? Duck Hunt, right? Duck Hunt, right? The dog, right? Like, yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work. Like, what happened to the days where our technology could be fixed by blowing on it, right? Like I wish, cell phone freezes. Like, Contra code. Anybody actually remember the Contra code? 1, 2, 3, what was it? The things that you have in your head. I was a Tetris fan. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember Tetris? Shh. A deceptively simple game. 4 shapes falling from the sky. You got to rotate them around and get them to make lines by the time they hit the bottom. Go, this way. You said, ah! And when you make a line, the line disappears and more shapes falling from the sky. I remember when I was young, this is way back. I'd sit there and I'd play Tetris. And I'd play Tetris for quite a while, and I remember after I stopped playing and turned off the television and started to go about my normal life, I swear I would still be seeing Tetris shapes falling from the sky. No. Like, I'd be walking around, and I'd be walking around, I'd be like, I swear, everywhere I look, I'm seeing, if I just took that building, tilted it that way, I could fit it between that gap. I could. Anybody else ever have that experience, or am I just weird? You're just weird. No. Anybody else have that experience? A few of you? We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. Recently, I read a study that was conducted. They took a bunch of people and they had them play extended periods of Tetris for days on end. And then they had them document their experiences when they were done playing Tetris. and I read through what some of the people a part of the research study started to write, there were a lot of them that they couldn't stop dreaming about Tetris pieces falling from the sky. One of them went into this elaborate account of how when he was with his wife walking through the grocery store, he came to the cereal aisle and his mind immediately starting to fit the boxes into each other to see if he can get the rows to disappear. And account after account and person after person had this experience. So part of me was like relieved. That means I wasn't a crazy young kid, at least not when it came to seeing Tetris pieces falling from the sky. Are these people insane? Insane? You sit there and you play something on a television screen, and then all of a sudden you're going about reality, your real life, and you start to see the things that you were experiencing come alive? Are they insane? No. There's a much more real physical process going on. Matter of fact, it's a term in science they call cognitive afterimage. The concept that our experience can actually dictate our perception. Same thing that when you guys take a photo, how many of you guys have ever taken a photo, right? Throw your Vice sign up. You got a big flash, right, that goes in front of you. You take a photo, you got a big flash. What immediately do you see after the flash? Anybody? 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 Are they really there? But do you see them? Cognitive afterimage. But here's where this gets interesting. This isn't just a visual thing. You see, further study on these people that played Tetris concluded that it wasn't their eyes that had changed. It wasn't a visual transformation. That as they played Tetris, the actual wiring in their brain changed. The more that they did it, the more their brain started to create different pathways. The longer they played, the more paths that got created. Now, for the nerds in the room that care, it's a concept called neuroplasticity. Matter of fact, science used to believe that our brains would only do that, right? Some of you guys remember back in class when we studied this stuff back in high school, neurons that fire together, wire together. The more that we do something, the more that we experience something, the more that our brain adapts to make that process part of who we are. It's a physical thing. People used to think that this concept of neuroplasticity, what you do actually changes the way your mind works, only was relevant to us when we were young. Further study, like things of people playing Tetris, now show us that that process never stops. Matter of fact, what we do every single day has the ability to actually change the way our brain wires. This is the concept, ladies and gentlemen, behind habits. Some of you guys are getting to the point that I'm not up here talking about Tetris. It's the basis behind habits. How old were you when you guys first started driving a car? How old were you when you first started driving a car? How old were you? How old were you? Tell me. Do you guys remember when you first tried driving a car? 10 and 2, 10 and 2, 10 and 2, right? Focused on everything eye scanning, right? Everything you need to do. And over time, I know, I don't watch you guys driving your car, but I know what you do when you drive now, right? You're sitting there driving down the road, you're checking your Facebook, you're putting on your makeup, you're on a cell phone, you're watching your navigate, you're doing everything except freaking watch the road. You've built the pathway or the pattern in your mind to make something that used to be novel or new or complex and make it a part of you. The more you do something, the more you experience something, the more those paths start to get wired, the easier that activity becomes. I call it the Tetris effect. All of us know somebody that is stuck in some form of this Tetris effect. We all know somebody that is unable to break a pattern of thinking or behaving. How many of you guys can think of somebody right now in your life, a friend, a family member, a coworker, a person in your team right now that they are stuck in a way of being, a way of thinking, a way of doing? Who knows people like that? We're hanging out. Canadians like to party, don't you? I heard Canadians like to have fun. Anybody? So we're having fun. We're at a party. We're hanging out. And all of a sudden, that person walks in the room. Immediately, the energy completely changes. You can feel it. You know the person I'm talking about, right? The person that no matter in what the situation is, what you're doing, what the time frame is, they constantly find something to complain about. Anybody know people like that? They walk into the room and energy, there goes the party. For those of you guys who are like, man, I don't know anybody like that, you might be that person. You shouldn't be pointing at this point. It's not their fault. They're not trying to be a pain in the butt. They just have a pattern by which they view the world, that they spot everywhere they go, everything that's wrong. They don't see shapes falling from the sky, they just see negativity because of the pattern up here. You can't blame them for it. You can't blame them for it. Here's the sad fact. Are you listening? Are you listening? Here's the sad fact. We live in a society today that rewards that pattern. Some of you guys are giving me funny looks. What do you mean? No. We live in a society today that rewards the ability to spot a problem, to see what's wrong, to identify a mistake. Matter of fact, the ability to walk into a room, instantly take in and instantly zero in on the things that need to be corrected. You guys, in a lot of careers, you'd be rewarded for that strength. Hello? A lot of professions, a lot of jobs, you move up the corporate ladder by being able to see problems. The problem is not that it can keep you down in your job. The problem is for a lot of people, they take that pattern and it goes outside the office walls. And they take that pattern and they apply that to everything that they do. For some people, this problem is a big problem. I don't blame them. I mean, could you imagine being like a tax auditor? Where all you do all day long is sit there and try to find flaws and mistakes all day long. Forget Tetris for a few hours when you were a kid. All day long, year after year after year after year, wire after wire after wire after wire after wire. Pretty soon, doesn't matter if they're in front of their desk at the office, pretty soon now they're seeing flaws in their coworkers. Now they're seeing flaws in their friends. Now they're seeing flaws in their relationships. Now they're seeing flaws in everybody around them. They have created a pattern of seeing the world that they cannot change. Anybody know people like this? Lawyers? A lot of you guys that maybe haven't heard my entire story, and I won't go into all of it here today, but man, that's the path I was destined to be. In my family, to be successful, you were a lawyer or you were a doctor, and I don't like blood. Went to school, I got the degrees, political science, emphasis in public law, minor in psychology, law school bound. That was the resume I was building. You meet lawyers that are trained to find mistakes, trained to question everything that they hear, trained to go out there and poke and doubt and drill by profession. This is how they're trained, how they're wired. And then you meet lawyers. And I'm generalizing, this isn't everybody, but I've met a lot that they leave the office and it carries over into their life because it's not the job, it's the pattern with which they've built. Kid, no, where were you, son, on Wednesday at 7:30? No. They start to apply that to everyone around them. Maybe there's a reason. In fact, lawyers are 3.6 times more likely to suffer a major depression disorder than anybody else in the world. Maybe there's a fact. You guys, everything that I'm describing up here is the essence of what I would call the negative Tetris effect. Experiences that have happened to us that without us knowing have actually created a physical wiring, a pattern with which we see the world that affects everything we do every single day. Now here's the good news. That pattern, that concept, by our experiences, create a pattern in our mind that actually change the way we perceive the world. That can work for worse, or it can work for better. That can be the thing that gets in your way, that prevents you from succeeding, that destroys your dynamic in your relationships, or it can be the very thing you learn to flip that filter. And the very thing that allows you to see the things you need to see to get to where you want to go. How many of you guys would be interested in not the negative Tetris effect, but living a positive Tetris effect? By a show of hands. By a show of hands. By a show of hands. Everybody say, flip the filter. No, say, flip the filter. Okay, here's the deal. How many of you guys would agree in this day and age, focus is important? Okay, for those of you guys that weren't paying attention, how many of you guys agree that in this day and age, focus is important? You guys, focus. You have to have the ability. For you to have a positive Tetris effect, you have to have the ability to what? More so today than any other day. I think we live in a world where everybody is ADD, huh? What? What's going on? Distraction, more so today than ever before. We as leaders have to have the ability to what? To what? I'm gonna give you guys a test. Half you guys just got really nervous. No. Will you guys do something with me here? Can we have some fun right now? Can I give all of you guys a focus test right now? Can I do this? Are you guys okay with this? Are you sure? Okay, I want to have you put your stuff down. Put your stuff down. You don't need notes for this test. Put your stuff down. Put your stuff down. Put your stuff down. Okay, I have no idea how this is going to work. I have no idea what's going to come of this test. Matter of fact, usually it's very difficult in a room of this size. Usually this test works best on a one-on-one because you got people around you that can distract you right here. We got a room back there. But for this next 2 minutes, I need everybody to what? I need everybody to what? Okay, everybody sit on the front of your chairs. I want you to lean forward. Sit on the front of your chairs. Everybody take a deep breath in and out. I'm going to give you a test. It's a simple test. I'm going to play a quick video. In this video, I'm going to tell you what you're going to see. It's a video of a bunch of kids throwing a basketball. There's 2 teams throwing a basketball. There's one team wearing white shirts, and there's one team wearing black shirts. Are you guys with me so far? Are you with me so far? Now, the whole point of this test is to see if you can what? I'm going to ask you one question, and it's a real simple question. I just want you to count the number of times the people in the white shirts pass the ball. Is that simple enough? Count the number of times the people in the what color? What color? What color? Pass the ball. Now, this is why it's difficult in this big of a room, because you have to be able to what? Which means I'm going to ask all of you guys, do not interrupt the person next to you. For this 1-minute video, it's really quick. I can't have you move. I can't have you talk. I can't have you smile. You can't count out loud. Don't count on your fingers. Don't do anything that is going to interrupt the person next to you, because I want them to be able to what? Want them to be able to focus. Everybody fair? No noise, no smirks, no giggles, no smiles, no counting, no fingers, no moving for 1 minute. I want everybody in the room to have the same chance for themselves to what? What shirts are we focused on? And we're going to count how many times they what? Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready?
How many passes did you count?
Okay. Hold on. Let's see how you guys were able to focus here. Okay. If you counted the white shirts that passed the basketball 10 times or less, we got to be honest here, okay? 10 times or less. 10 times or less, raise your hand. You guys be honest. I'm not going to fail you. It's okay. Okay, good. How many of you guys counted 11 times? 11 times. Okay, 12 times. Okay, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, more than 19. Okay, real question, listen to me carefully and answer honestly. Raise your hand if you did not see a giant gorilla walk through the video. Answer honestly. Answer honestly if you did not. No, answer honestly if you did not see a giant. No. You guys raise your hand. Answer honestly if you did not see a giant freaking gorilla walk through the front. Raise your hand if you did not see. No, you guys did not see a giant freaking gorilla. No. How many of you guys have no idea how many of you guys think I'm lying right now if I were to tell you? How many of you guys think I'm lying if I were to say a giant freaking gorilla walked through the middle of that video? Who thinks I'm lying? You call me a complete outright liar. Who would bet right now? You would bet that there is not a giant freaking gorilla that walks through who would base a bet right now? You would bet me right now that a giant freaking gorilla walks through the front of that video. You would bet me. You would bet. How much would you bet me right now? How much? No, you guys, I'm not, what? $1,000. You will bet me $1,000 that a giant freaking gorilla did not walk through the middle of the, you are so certain that I am making this complete up right now, that right in the middle of it, a giant freaking gorilla walks through the middle. Raise your hand one more time if you did not see a giant freaking gorilla. How many of you guys want me to replay the video? It's a giant freaking gorilla in the middle of the video, right on two massive screens, and you didn't see a gorilla. A gorilla. How many of you guys are just outright scared right now? How many of you guys are right now, you're running out of here and you're gonna go get your eyes checked as soon as we end? Or your sanity, one or the other, right? Oh, and by the way, for those of you guys feeling really good about yourself that you saw the gorilla, don't worry, big giant gorillas walk through your life every single day that you don't see. Gorillas of opportunity. Gorillas that are the very solution to the problem that you have in front of you. Giant freaking gorillas that are your next ambassador in your team. Giant freaking gorillas that'll get you out of the situation you want out of right now. Giant freaking gorillas that are the solution that you're sitting there and praying for every day, that are right in front of your face, but you don't see them. Inattentional blindness or perceptual blindness. Simple concept. Perceptual blindness is our frequent inability to often see what's right in front of us if we are not looking for it. Put simply, if we're not focused, we don't see it. Guys, when I first started learning about this, I freaked out. Because it immediately gets you to question everything that you see. If you don't see a giant freaking gorilla, what else are you missing every single day? And why are you missing it? I was freaked out. So I dove in and I'm like, what am I not seeing? Why am I not seeing it? And how do I make sure I can see the things that I need to see? You guys see, all day long, we're surrounded by so much stuff. Our brains physically are not built to handle all of it. So we have a physical, subconscious ability to delete and distort the majority of the things we have the ability to see. Your brain works very much like the spam filter in your email box. Things come in And based on the rules that you give your spam filter, a lot of the stuff, it pushes straight into your junk box without you ever seeing it. And I'm not talking metaphorically, I'm talking literally. Matter of fact, science says that at any given moment in time, there's 2 million, how many? 2 million pieces of information that are going on in our reality. 2 million. Some things we see, most we don't. Matter of fact, science says that our brain only has the ability to actually absorb 134 bits of information at any given time. Reality exists in 2 million. Perception exists in 134 bits. Are you all seeing the same thing right now? Are you all seeing the same thing right now? Are you all seeing the same thing right now? You have the potential to. We're in the same room at the same time. Same 2 million bits all around us, but every single one of you, right here, right now, are seeing something different. Because every one of you, based on the experiences you have and the pathway or pattern up here, are absorbing a different 134 bits. It's why in days like this, people will leave this afternoon. And you'll have one person that walks out of those doors later this evening, walks out of those doors, looks at the person and I'm like, man, you just freaking wasted my entire Saturday. And the person right next to him in the same room walks out at the same time. And they look at the person that brought them down and say, you know what? Thank you. From this moment forward, my life will never be the same. Same room. Different bits. Now, this concept would be okay. 2 million down to 134, that's a good thing. That keeps us from running around freaked out all the time. It's a good thing, except for the fact that those 134 bits are being selected based on the rules you have created up here. And most people walk around every day and they're not creating their own rules. Most people are operating because of rules that were given to them when they were this old. Selective perception. You guys all know this. This isn't new news. How many of you guys have ever heard a song on the radio that you liked? You were just into this song, like it was your song of this time, and everywhere you go, you hear that what? You hear that what? Selective perception. Who's gone through the experience of buying a new car before? Anybody? Any new car? Not just a BMW. Okay, right now, tell me the last time you got a new car. On three. 1, 2, 3. What was the car? What kind of car was it? 1, 2, 3, go? What kind of car was it? 1, 2, 3, go? Okay, let me guess. No matter what the car was, the minute you got that car, what did you see all over the road? Anybody? The what? Who's had that experience before? You guys, I'll give you the only logical two options. There's only logically 2 options that are happening when you have that experience. You buy a car and instantly you see that car. There's only 1 or 2 things I can deduce that are happening right here, right? Option 1, that day, the world conspired. The whole planet Earth got on a giant conference call. And we said, we know what you're doing. And the minute that you drove off that lot, the world conspired against you and put those cards everywhere that you went. Option 1. Or option 2. Those cars were always there. They just existed in the 2 million bits of information. And the process you went through to buy that new car rewired your pattern in your mind, which changed your perception, which now took those cars from the 2 million and now added them to your 134. What color is that? Let's call it red. What color is it? What color is it? What color is it? Everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. See the color red. Think the color red. I want you to think the color red. If I can see your eyes, they're not closed. Close your eyes. Think the color red, the color red. See the color red. All you see, everywhere you're seeing a big, big, big color red. Open your eyes. Look around. Look around. Look around. What do you see everywhere? What do you see everywhere? What do you see everywhere? Guys. Shh. If in 30 seconds I can create a wire that instantly shifts your filter to take something that was a part of 2 million and put it in your 134, what happens to all the programming you've had by everybody around you ever since you were this big, year after year after year after year? And what is that doing to the way you operate every single day? For better or for... You guys, my mission here today is to get you to flip the filter. Get you to what? Get you to what? Get you to what? It's to take the pattern you came in with, whatever that is, however tough it was, whatever your school teachers said you could or couldn't do, whatever your parents and the environment they created, whatever was around you that created the pattern you have. My goal even here today is to get you to what? Flip the filter. From negative to what? From negative to flip the filter. Benefits of flipping the filter. Here's what I'll tell you. You learn to flip the filter, have a positive Tetris effect, you will be a happier person. Let me tell you guys one of the biggest lies on planet Earth. One of the biggest lies on planet Earth is people think that they need to be successful before they are happy. When I get here, then I'll be happy. When I do this, then I'll be happy. When this happens, then I'll be happy. Lie, lie, lie. I can tell you successful person after successful person that is not what? And I can tell you people that are not successful, they do not have financial means, they live the happiest, most fulfilled lives out there. People have it backwards. Success does not equal happiness, but I'll tell you there's a strong correlation that happiness will help you lead to what? Success. It's backwards. You be happy first, your energy's better, you wake up excited, you're contagious. Happy leads to success, not the other way around. Flip your filter, you'll be happier. You'll be more grateful. You'll be more grateful. You won't focus on the things you don't have, you'll focus on the things you won't focus on what is not possible, you'll focus on what? You won't focus on what you've once had or lost, you'll focus on what you have to gain. You won't focus on what's behind you, you'll focus on what's... Flip your filter. Gratitude. Guys, people that live a life of gratitude, they experience so much more joy and fulfillment. Their energy is at such a different level. And ultimately here we're talking about success. Why am I focused on the filter? Guys, because if you're happier and more grateful, you will find that success. Oh, and here's the truth. Success starts as an expectation before it becomes a reality. Hello? Success starts as an expectation. You first expect that you will find what? And because you expect it, you create that pattern. You start to see the things, the big freaking gorillas that you need to see to find it. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You expect to find success. Therefore, you see success. Therefore, you find success, which means you now expect to find more what? Success. And then you see the things that get you there, and then you find it, and then you build this expectation. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it starts with flipping your what? You guys, everything I'm talking about here, luck. By all scientific definition, there is no such thing as what? Matter of fact, the only thing that separates from people that are lucky versus those that are not lucky is that people that are lucky believe they are lucky. You guys, that's it. How was that training in Toronto? Dude, I learned how to be lucky. My whole life, true story, my whole life. I've been taught since I was so young that I was lucky. I can remember from as young as I can remember, I remember people saying, "You're so lucky." And I go back and I track and I go, I believe that. I believe I'm a lucky person. I've always believed that. And I go back to why do I believe that? And the reason that I believe that wasn't because people told me I should believe that. Matter of fact, it was the exact opposite. The reason that I believed that is I grew up in an environment that didn't believe that. Those of you guys that have heard my personal story, I grew up in a household where my mom was a principal and my dad was a cop. Yeah, a cop and a principal. I appreciate you laughing at my pain. And for those of you guys that know people that have been a part of law enforcement, they are trained to question everything. That's how they survive. My dad, I mean, you're talking OCD to the extreme. My dad's favorite friend, he would quote, only quote I think he knew. He'd always quote his friend Murphy. You guys know Murphy? Murphy has a law, right? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I think that was the only quote my dad ever knew. No, truth. We're leaving the house for a weekend. You shut off all the lights. You lock all the doors. You unplug all the electricities and appliances. No. Truth. Unplug. Dad, why do we have to unplug the microwave? Nobody else's microwave ever spontaneously combusts. Like, no. Every time we left. I remember being this big, saying there is no way that I will ever grow up with that type of belief system. So I chose at a young age, despite the environment, that wasn't how I would operate. You guys, the stuff that I'm teaching up here has so many different names and so many different words, but it's all the same thing. The secret. The law of attraction and magnetism. How do you attract or magnetize things into your life that you need? You don't. They're already there. Flip the filter. Flip the filter. Flip the filter. They're already there. Flip the filter. See it? They're giant freaking gorillas. Like, why do I gotta visualize? Create my dream board, put this stuff in front of me. Why are my uplines telling me to, recite this stuff, incantations, affirmations, visualizations? Why do I got to do this stuff over and over and over again? Why? Because you have a pattern up here that is not serving you, and you have to rewire that pattern. And when you rewire that pattern, visualizing, dream board, incantation, things you can do, putting yourself in these environments, you rewire your filter, you flip your what? And all of a sudden, you start to see the giant freaking gorillas. I was in fifth grade. First time the school that I was a part of held a meeting with my parents, pulled them aside, and they said, "Your child is gifted. Your child is gifted." And they put me from that moment forward because someone, somewhere, came up with some idea that I was gifted. And so from that moment forward, everybody told me I was gifted. They put me in different classes, accelerated paces, represented my school districts and this, that, and the other. When I was 18 and I decided to start diving into this for myself, I read one of the most famous experiments in psychology. It was an experiment called the Pygmalion effect. And the Pygmalion effect was a study done over a group of grade school kids where they took a class and they did this extensive research And they identified the people based on their research and their criteria that they felt were gifted. And they told the teachers and they told the parents, and they said, look, we want to tell you that based on all our research and all our studies, these right here, these people will have success. And they said, the only thing we ask of you, because we want to measure this over the course of time, the only thing we ask is don't treat them any different. And they measured them over the course of time, and you know what? They were 100% right. All the people that they had identified based on their analysis went on to become more successful, right? Happier, healthier, more vibrant people. Here's the catch of the experience. They picked those people at random. They picked those people at random. Makes me wonder all the time, is there really anything different up here? Or did someone just tell me when I was young that I was gifted, and therefore everybody just said that I was gifted, therefore I just eventually believed that I was gifted, therefore when you told me I can do something, I said I could do it, you told me I couldn't, I said I don't care, you told me you couldn't, I said I will, not because of anything that's up here, because someone told me and I chose at a young age to believe that. That's the only freaking difference, everybody. It's the only difference. Parents in the room, tell your kids they can do it. Parents in the room, tell your kids they have what it takes. Leaders in the room, tell your team they can do it. Leaders in the room, tell your team it is possible. Promoters in the room, take your brand new people and say that dream you have, you can do that and you can do that here. Will you guys do that for me? Yes or no? Guys, some practical tips before we close out. Blake, I understand the concept. I have a pattern that I've spent my entire life building. That pattern is how I see the world, and it is not working. That's why you're here. I'm here because I want to flip my. Here's how. Simple 2 steps. How do you flip your filter? Step number 1, stop the negative input. Stop the negative input. I mean right now, today, stop the negative input. If it's negative and not serving you, I mean all out stop. You got that drama person, and you they try to, No. I'm on this thing right now where I'm not letting negative in. So you can talk to me if you're going to be positive, but I don't have that time for that. When I say stop, I mean what? If you're staring there at your Facebook feed, and there's people that are complaining and drama and negative and this, delete them. They won't know, just delete them. I don't care if you have people in this room that are in your team. If they're the person that walks in and you know they're going to complain about everything, you guys, let them go on their journey to fix their stuff. You don't have time for them to affect you. Delete it. When I say no more negative, I mean no more negative. You may have to get away from some of the people that you love and care about. You may have to. I had to. I checked out from my environment for 5 years. When I was 18, 19, 20, 21, hardest years, my college life, I checked out. Said, I love you guys. I'll be back. I checked out to give myself time to rebuild the pattern with I wanted to operate. You can still love them. You can come back. You guys got to give yourself the time. Cut out the negative. Say, cut out the negative. Cut out the negative. Cut out the negative. And increase the positive. Increase the positive. Define why you're here. You guys, the circle of which you surround yourself with is important. Who are the 5? Choose them wisely. Have a growth plan of positivity. Growth is not automatic. People think because they get older, they get better. We all know people that disprove that theory. Have a plan that gives you positive inputs. Why are events like this so important? How many of you guys have got something out of this event already so far that you know will change your life? Why would you not put yourself in this environment every opportunity that you get? Vitality, Houston, 10,000 Visalians, every top income earner, every millionaire, every founder, every doctor, energy for 48 hours to sit there and help me flip my filter. Why would you not jump at the opportunity to be there? Be the first to register and tell everybody you need to be there. We're going to flip your filter. Why would you not? Stop the negative. Increase the positive. Starting now. Starting what? I'm going to give you guys a Kickstarter. Most of you will not take me up for this. That's the fact of these rooms. But for those of you guys that came in here and you want immediate change, how many of you guys want immediate change? No, you want immediate change. If I can guarantee, what's that G word that I just said? That's a powerful word. If I can guarantee that your filter can be flipped in the next 21 days, I don't care how much garbage you have, I don't care where you came from, I don't care what pattern you have. The point is not to sit here and say, oh, woe is me. The point here is to say you can change it starting when? Starting when? Cut out the negative, put on the positive. I can give you guys a challenge to transform it all in 21 days. Spending 5 minutes a day. You up for that challenge? 5 minutes a day. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do for the next 21 days. At the end of your day, I'm going to ask you to replay that day in your mind. I'm going to ask you to find 3 positive things from that day. How many? 3. How many? 3 positive things from that day. Anything. It's time with the kids, success in your business, somewhere you go, something you read. I want you to replay that day. Here's how this works. Spending 5 minutes to replay that day causes you to go back through the 24 hours and reassess with a lens of positivity, positive things. I want you to then share those things. You do this for 21 days, you will create a habit. Studies show that 21 days will have lasting impact. This isn't a short-term fix, that's a long-term fix. Lasting impact. I'll tell you guys real life result. I gave a challenge just like this to a group in Austin about a month ago. The people that took me up on that challenge, my Facebook feed filled with messages of how their life changed and everything they're going to see. All the gorillas that started walking into their life because they did just one thing. I urge you guys to ritualize this task. Pick a time, the same time every day you're going to do this. Could be dinner with your family right before you go to bed. Set an alarm on your phone for that time. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do is go public with your 3 things, which means on your Facebook page every day at that time. Hey, Blake Mallon, I was at an event in Toronto. He challenged me to post 3 positive things every single what? Every single what? For how many days? For how many days? So just go public and just post the 3 things. Tag my page. Tag my page. I'll chime in to your posts for the next 21 days. I can do that because I know most of you won't. I challenge you. I challenge you. 21 days will flip your filter. Can you see it? Can you see it? 21 days will change your pattern to see the gorillas. Can you see it? Can you see it? You guys, last thing I'll leave you with, and I'm off the stage. Can I tell you what I see? Can I tell you what I see? You're like, this guy hasn't even talked about a shake yet. This guy hasn't even talked about challenging anybody yet. Guys, we're in a business where we help people get healthier by drinking a shake that tastes like cake and eating cereal any meal of the day. Hello? We're in a business where we challenge people to save money, have fun, 90-day guarantee. We're in a business where you can promote the #1 company in North America for $500. You get access to a proven model that's done $1.5 billion in sales, a multi-million-dollar software system, mentorship, and a community all around you, a step-by-step training program to cultivate entrepreneurs for $500. You guys, what we do is not the difficult part. Getting out of your own way is the difficult part. Here's what I see. Here's what I see. I see a room of about 700 crazy Canadians. I see a room of people that came in here today with one pattern of seeing the world, but are leaving here today with a commitment to flip that filter. I see a room of people that'll leave here today equipped with everything that they need. The conversation, the video, the system that's going to go out there and take the Project 10 Challenge to Canada. I see a group of people that over the next 6 weeks to 8 weeks will take everything leaving here today and apply immediate and massive action. I see a group of people that are going to roll into Houston, and the rest of the company from every country all over the world are saying, what the heck is going on in Canada up there with those crazy Canadians? I see a group of people that'll leave Vitality, guys, in absolute massive motion because of the work that you do over the next 8 weeks. And I see a group of people, guys, by the time this year is over, you will be crossing into next year at an entirely different financial situation, at an entirely different level of operating, at an entirely different level of happiness. And you will go into next year knowing that the life that you dream and the life that you want and the reasons that you started, you are making that a reality. That's what I see. And I see it as clear as a giant freaking gorilla. My question is, do you guys see it? Will 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 you guys see it? Flip that filter, everybody. Thank you guys very much.